This is a healing plant and also an edible, but it has many uses and can be prepared in different ways according to what your purpose is. So it's probably best known for skin issues and inflammation, so drawing out of foreign bodies, so very useful for insect bites and stings. Internally, it helps with respiratory issues such as asthma, bronchitis. It also stimulates the immune system and helps with rheumatism and digestive issues. So it's a really useful plant and it grows prolifically. Always being careful, of course, to pick it where you're sure that there has been no chemical interference. The parts used are the leaves and also the seeds, and the juice of the leaves can also help with earache and congestion. It's generally a very good plant to get to know. So just to make sure that you have the right plant, this is what we're looking for. I hope the lighting's okay here. This has grown quite large. Very often they're sort of more that sort of size. And this is obviously the broadleaf plantain. There is another type which is much taller, but I couldn't find an example of that this morning. So what we see is this beautiful seams terminating at the top, running around here and turning it over. They're very pronounced. You can see they're raised ridges here. Again, they're going all the way up. And this is what we find when we pick the plant, this stringiness which runs through the stem. So there we are, that's the broadleaf plantain. It's pretty distinctive, but I have picked this obviously from a place where I know there's been no chemical testing, no chemicals used rather. So this is my trusty herbal, and hopefully you can read this if you're interested. Just pause the video. But the reason I am making an oil today, or a salve, is to work on an area of skin irritation. So obviously it needs to be a topical preparation. So in this video I'm just preparing the oil base, but to turn it into an ointment for use on the skin, you would make a salve. So that means to warm the oil once it has steeped and you've strained it, and add melted beeswax, so that gives you a nice ointment. So I've washed these now and they're lovely. So I've pat them dry and then they're ready to chop up. So I just chop as you would a vegetable. Now you don't have to, of course, but just is my way. I have done my little blessing over them. I have also given an offering and said thank you to the plant when I picked it. So I want to chop these up really as finely as possible. Stalks as well, but mostly the leaf. So we're going to chop those up very finely. And then I would have preferred a slightly smaller jar because I'm going to cover this, and I would have preferred it to be full. However, we're working with what we have here, and so I'm popping all of that plantain into my jar. Give it a shake just to settle it. There we go. And then I'm going to add some olive oil, and this is extra virgin, although just ordinary olive oil will do, and it's simply shop bought. It's not anything particularly magical in its, well, I think it's magical, but it's yes, easy to come by. So I'm going to pour that into, and I want to cover it completely, so I'm going to just give it a little wiggle so that, there we are. I think that's probably about right now. Yeah, because what we're going to do is leave this to steep for 4 to 6 weeks, and then we're going to strain it. So I think that's pretty much covered now. It's the remainder of the oil that we're going to be using. So there we go, pop the lid on, and it's ready to go away. And I shall put it away somewhere out of direct sunlight, so somewhere dark and fairly dark and quiet for 4 to 6 weeks.